What's going on, creative people? This is your podcast host, Pyeric, and I'm very pleased to present to you today Creativity is an Idea podcast. Today's guest is a special person I've known for almost 3 years now here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The first time I met him, he was with a friend of mine who's a model. So, it's been a long time and he has a lot to share. He has done a lot. He's an artist, as you can see now. He's painting live if you're watching it on YouTube. And he's a musician. I bought one of his album and it was great. It was crazy, but it was great when I kept listening to it. And if you remember, I made a comment. Then later I had to listen to it again. I'm like, okay, shoot, what did I just say? I didn't listen to the lyrics well. That I didn't like it. So, yeah. And also, he is a host, a show host. His name is Allamuto. Allamuto. So, creative people, stay tuned and listen to what he has to say. We are going to dig into his life so that at least what he has known in the past or now would be an inspiration to someone else. All right. Allamuto, let me ask you, like, talking to you as a friend now, let me ask you, who are you? Tell me, in your honest opinion, in a very simple way, who are you?
Who am I? I am Allamuto. Who is Allamuto? Allamuto is a creator, a spirit who believes in something and believes in the people that surrounds him as far as anything. So, as far as what I want to do in life, I want to be able to create as much as I can before I leave this earth to make sure that in some type of way I can be an impact to who's ever next. Because I feel like that is my duty to do whatever I can to create and inspire and to inspire that light to carry on whatever talent or whatever they want to do in life that's going to spark or inspire or to just promote change or promote something that's going to really have an impact to the future. Because I definitely believe in the future. I definitely believe in that what we are as people and the things that we can bring. I definitely believe in my people. I mean, I wouldn't have done this for the time I've done this at this early stage if I didn't. Because I definitely believe that we have the power to do whatever the fuck we want to do, and we will do it. And if you don't believe in that, then you're going to be one of the people that's watching. If you do believe in that, then you're one of the people that's riding, that's one with us. And that's just straight up what it is. And I learned that. And then at the same time, you learn that you inspire that to come about from people because people need something to believe in.
You're so right. That is so amazing. People need something to believe in. And how we are operating now is based on our beliefs. That is excellent. So, Alamuto, just curious, when I saw you use, the first time we were talking, you said something about you were writing poems in school and competition and stuff. Yeah, I remember. I have a good memory, bro. Not kidding. So, tell me, now, before you started writing, like, how was your childhood like? Your childhood? Because you were molded by your environment, by the people you saw when you were young. So, how was your childhood like?
I was raised in the same place as the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. And that place is called Augusta, Georgia. So I was raised in the swamp, you know, it's Augusta.
Hmm.
It's the dirty South, and it's basically, it's got some soul to it because as far as the people and the spirit of what that is, you know what I mean? And so as far as that, as far as inspiration in general, I really am inspired by music. And I'm inspired by innovation.
Innovation.
And so when I do that, basically, as far as my childhood, I was raised in the South Augusta. Most of our district was basically Section 8.
Hmm.
And it definitely was different because as far as like who we are, like, what I mean, we all 90s babies and we were all a lot smart. You know what I mean? I mean, somebody may drop out, but the reason why they drop out is because they got money the fast way and they learned the way, you know what I'm saying, that the school couldn't teach them. But maybe the way that they were raised and the people that are around, they tell them like, yo, this is how you make they quick buck. And as an adult, you learn that that shit's real as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all have our different paths, but between that, just being straight up honest, who I am and the thing that I was raised around, or the country, or South Augusta, or around Section 8, or around whatever, you know what I'm saying? We go some in between. As far as who I am, I chose to be who I am because Allamuto knew who the fuck he was when he was young. And I was always artsy. I always wanted to do something different. I was always inspired by music. Always wanted to see something different, and that was even me in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always in the back of the classroom dueling and writing poetry all the time. And as my adulthood, I was like, oh shit, let me pick up a paintbrush. It's like, oh shit, let me go into a recording studio. And that grew from that. You know what I mean? Because I always had, you know, just different things. So I was always inspired by innovation and seeing change, and actually music and just soul, funk, you know what I'm saying, disco, all the way to relevant the dirty south and the goddamn southern trap and everything, like the old school shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was great. Yeah, but tell me, growing up, I remember I did some things happened to me that even when I smell something, it reminds me of something I will never forget when I was young. So tell me, tell me an event that happened which you can never forget when you were growing up or even just recently. Random.
There's a lot of events. Growing up, that's such a hard thing because it's like,
Hey, pick one.
just pick one.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing or
Bad
just
or good?
bad or good?
Yeah. Depending on how you see it.
Oh, oh, all right. Something growing up. You know, the first thing that comes to mind, because I didn't expect that,
Uh-huh.
is something I don't really know how to explain, but I was like, I don't understand why that would be the first thing that comes to mind, because growing up, you know what? I'll tell you why it was the first thing that comes to mind.
Tell me.
All right.
Tell them.
I will. I'm about to tell them. As far as growing up, see, my life as a child and a teen, and my life as an adult, it flipped for me to understand the way that I was, and then as an adult, understanding how to execute it. So, with that being said, one of the main things I remember as growing up was losing the people that lived in my neighborhood, like between my junior year. You know what I mean? Like, when I saw Brandon Taylor a week before he, got shot. I was just basically like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, he's walking down the block. He asked me like, yo, man, you want to go ahead and come over and roll some or something like that and just play some basketball or some shit? And I was just like, I was coming from football practice. I was like, I ain't feel like it or not. And then later did I know that the same homie that used to, try to see what the next Lil Wayne mixtape was on my phone and everything in our science class and everything like that. And the same homie, he had like people that we grew up with and everything like that, but as far as like what he was going through, and then, people was his girl, his homies and shit, would die that, couple days later. And it really struck us. And then the thing was, and even more was when Takia, when she got shot, it was like, we've been at the bus stop since got dang on 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? And it was the same the junior year. And I hate that I'm saying that, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind in my childhood is losing people that I lost growing up in the same neighborhood and everything. It's just like, yeah, it's something that I don't really talk about, but at the same time, since you brought the question, like, I always think about my adulthood, because only so much of my childhood, a lot of it was just in the notebook, in the pad, writing poetry and doing so much in class and just getting by and getting through school. I was a smart kid, but at the same time, I really didn't care about too much what was going to school. I just cared enough to pass.
Okay, that's wonderful. But I have a question. Maybe the audience who are listening, they are thinking, who are this Brandon Taylor and the lady? Who are
Oh,
they to you?
these are people I grew up with. Like, you know what I mean? Takia, she had a baby and everything, and we was up in high school. We had the same bus stop since sixth grade all the way to when she would have graduated.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Brandon too?
yeah, we was all in the same grade
Same.
level,
Okay.
and it's different classes, but same classes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I just grew up with these people, but we lost them in the same year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an adult now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 25 now, but growing up and just seeing that thing as far as my childhood, those are the main keys of my childhood that I remember. It's like, all right, well, life is real, and you could lose at any point in
Any point
time.
in time. Yeah. Who do you consider as your idol?
You know what?
Uh huh.
Everybody's human, and I see different aspects of talent all the time. So who I consider as my idol, the universal God. As far as what that is the whole body of spirit that we all believe in.
Hmm.
I can believe in that.
So let me ask you this. Before you started, was there anything that was stopping you from doing what you're doing now? Mentally, physically, emotionally?
Mm. Anything that ever stops me, I look at it and I'm like, there's no fucking stopping me because I would die for this shit. And that's why I do this shit because I've done almost everything but die for this shit. So at this point in time,
Hmm.
there's no fucking stopping me.
Nothing was stopping you. That's excellent. Because that is, you said you started at 2021,
19 is when I got inspired to do it.
inspired to do it, and you've
And
still been at
I
it.
became a published writer
Uh-huh.
at 19. So once I became a published writer at 19, then I started doing music at 21.
And it's so
All right, 20. And
20.
then 21 was when I did events.
Hey, you remember when I tested you, like, yo, for some weird reason, I was at the coffee shop and I'm like, let me take this newspaper and look through.
Mm.
I kept flipping pages. Hardly do I look through newspapers. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh, I saw your name and your picture. I'm like, okay. Then I had to send you a picture or something on Instagram and say like, yo, is that you, right there? It was like, yeah. So I was really happy for you when I saw your profile and some of your information in the newspaper. And the world loves a doer. And because you're doing, that's why you've been publishing those public things for people to see what you're doing, for people to get inspired and stuff. So that is really great. You know what? Let me ask you this. What is your source of creativity? What inspires you to create? Your source of creativity. Now you're doing this artwork.
Mm.
Like, how do you get inspired to do this artwork? How do you get inspired to, okay, I'm going to the studio today. I'm going to write this stuff. I'm going to find a better way to present it. I'm going to do this show. How do you get your source of creativity?
My source of creativity is based upon me actually feeling something because when I go through different things
Hmm.
and then when I see different things, it's just pulling from that feeling. And when that feeling comes inside, the best way to express it is to create it. Create something from it. You know what I mean? Like one of my homies, and he's also one of my producers that's gonna be on the album. Pain and Power. I told him like, yo, you understand the freedom that comes from pain and power. It goes hand in hand. Sometimes, a lot of times, though we try to not think about it, a lot of times some of your best artwork or your best ways of freedom comes from pain. And because that pain becomes power, once you get over that, you feel the freedom from it. And it's one of those things that we try to avoid, but at the same time, we can't avoid because you can't avoid life. When life gets in the way, what's the best way you can do it is to go through life and achieve what the hell you need to do and inspire others to do the same. And that's just the way things go.
Yeah, that is so amazing, man. Wow. Pain, freedom, discipline, freedom. That is excellent. That is so, so great. You know, then there are day in, day out certain things you have to keep doing, and you may not like it, but you have to
Right.
keep doing.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. And also tell me, like, now we are about to wrap up. You feel, then you create. So your source of creativity is from your feelings. You express your feelings in music, and you express it with artwork.
Mm.
And that is so amazing. So tell me, now looking at your industry, right? The painting industry, the art industry, the music industry, what are your views about it? Your personal views?
As far as the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
I would say the music industry, as far as on a local level, I understand it. As far as on a national level, that's where I'm getting to. And I mean, I've been called as far as like seeing if I have a band
Mm-hmm.
to do certain things as far as the music industry on the national
Mm-hmm.
level is. And as far as the artistry level, that's a lot of times becomes web based until they call you for a show. And then, so as far as that, the music industry, as far as what's going on, it's based upon what you can bring to the table in the music industry.
Wow.
Because it's like who actually supports you, who's waiting to see you, and what do you bring to the table as far as your show's concerned. As far as what you do with your music,
Mm-hmm.
that's creating your own following of who you are. And if who you are, a lot of times, if it's truthful as far as it being the musicality being different, and as far as the musicality being something that people can feel,
Authentic.
it becomes something that can and will gravitate a loyal fan base. As far as being popular or mainstream and popping and craziness, it becomes a rat race. To be completely honest, it's either you're hot or you're not if you're entering the rat race. But if you're creating something that people generally feel and there's something that's honest, and the musicality is something that's more so like something that's more so universal,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes more so a thing of creating that cult following. So the rat race is a quick way to see if you win the lotto. The cult following of being true to yourself is the loyalty of understanding the realness with people who understand the realness. You know what I mean? I mean, it's the whole thing with like, I mean, here's a clear example. J. Cole and Lil Pump. You know what I mean? Like Lil Pump, he won the rat race where he can get that heat for wherever he's at front,
Uh-huh.
and he'll be like, "Fuck J Cole," because he understands the trolling aspect and the way to play the game
Uh-huh.
at this generation. So he's playing the game at this generation. J Cole has that cult following that became a mainstream and a huge following where he doesn't need a feature for him to go platinum.
Mm-hmm.
He's J Cole. You know what I mean? And so that's the easiest way I can explain it at this point in time of 2018.
Okay. That is excellent. That is so excellent. And that was like I would say, a tangible example that you just made right there. And that is Alamuto for you. And at this moment, creative people, we are about to wrap up, and I have some few questions I want to ask him. This is the point where he can bitch and whine and whatever. Sorry for using that B word. I'm sorry. Please, shit, I shouldn't have said that. This point, he can talk about any public issues, what he feels, anything he wants to address, anybody he wants to compliment in the industry or in the world. So, Alamuto, tell me, what would you like to talk about? Any public figure you want to talk about, you want to compliment, you want to discuss? Tell me.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a smart shirt that says Allamuto, and
Uh-huh.
it actually can create an album. And it actually has an album on it and exclusive features. And I also have an event
Mm-hmm.
coming soon, a body painting event
Uh-huh.
for 901 Place Apartments with Unfair Apparel and True Dreams Radio, basically hosting the event. And it's going to be crazy. And it's going to be on Thursday at 2 o'clock in this summertime. But can I show you how you can use a smart shirt?
Show me. Oh, show them.
Bet.
Show them. Smart shirt. Gee.
Right?
Okay.
So,
Hey, hold on. Just get up and show yourself into the camera and let them see what you're wearing.
bet.
Bill, what? What app is that?
Oh, it's a Blipper app. So you would go into Blipper, right?
Uh-huh.
And from Blipper app, you would go and you would click, and from the logo, you would boom, and the album would be on the top.
Uh-huh.
And from the album being on the top, you would go from there to the exclusive video
Mhm.
to all social media.
So,
And that's the Allamuto Smart Shirt. And then, yeah,
that is excellent. To clarify what he's saying, to also emphasize, he's saying with the Blipper app, when you take a snapshot or you take a shot, you take a picture of the logo, it shows his information, like what his videos, for you to see what it's all about, or what the logo is about. That is amazing. Smart shirt.
And it also has the whole Great Awakening project on there.
Oh,
And it also has a way to connect, and it also has a way to get your own smart shirt. So, if you want an Allamuto Smart Shirt, please show some love, and I'll show some love back, and we can get it done.
okay. That is wonderful. So, ladies, creative people, gents, listen. You may be watching this, or you may be listening to this, and it's quite late for you to act on what he's saying or what is about to happen now. But if you are interested, and I know you would be interested and curious to know what he's talking about, check the description and you will find more information about what he said, and you can take your own lead from there. So that is Allamuto. Allamuto, tell them where they can find you, your IG, your website, where they can find, what your creative stuff, what you've created.
All right. So, the way you spell my name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way you spell it. I'm going to say it twice. I'm going to say it nice. Alla, like Allah, right? Then Muto. And then if you actually heard me, then I want you to know that I'm giving you a huge hug as I'm saying, hey, we are now connected because you actually listened enough to learn how to spell my name, and you put it in your phone to look at my Instagram or my YouTube. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you. And from there, I'm giving you this huge hug. All right. So you feel me hugging you? Boom. Look at you, girl. Go ahead. And now we're all connected. And it's Allamuto. Put that in what you want, and then find me, and we're connected. Boom.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I really appreciate you
Sure,
coming through.
thank
I
you.
really appreciate you coming
Yo,
through.
Pyric's a legend, and this show is going to be legendary. And Pyric, man, he's an inspirational dude, and he understands what it is with the community. So just pay attention for what he's doing, because he's definitely doing his part to reach in the community and share his talent. And that's what it's all about. So shout out.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you a lot. And it's so crazy. You always learn or get inspired by people who are doing, and he's one of them, Allamuto. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned and stay blessed. Stay tuned for the next one, and stay blessed. And as always, please make sure you don't fuck up. But when you do fuck up, make sure you fuck up real good to help other people in a good way. All right, take care of yourself.